Alright guys, Sean here, and today we're going to talk about One Piece. This video is going to be a discussion type theory video and will contain spoilers. You have been warned. So there is a recurring trend in the One Piece community right now since we are nearing chapter 944, and chapter 944 was foreshadowed way back in the cover of chapter 784. In this cover, Oda foreshadowed some strange thing happening in chapter 944 in One Piece. Given chapter 944 is going to be in the Wano arc, people speculated a lot of things. Wano is heavily inspired by samurai, and the samurai team is really central to the overall plot of the Wano Kuni arc. So many people speculated that in chapter 944 either of these two things could happen. One was Zoro is gonna die, and the other was Mihawk is gonna die. Now there are many reasons why people speculated that Mihawk is the one who's gonna die. Is because Zoro obviously is central to the overall story plot of One Piece, and Zoro is not dying anytime soon without becoming the world's strongest swordsman. One of the reasons why they speculate Mihawk could die is actually because of Zoro's goal, where Zoro would fight Mihawk to become the world's strongest man, but the world's strongest swordsman. But the problem with this was that given the situation at hand, Mihawk is very far from Wano, so Zoro would not end up fighting Mihawk, at least for now. But then there is some sort of trend Oda actually made. We did see that Absalom got lured in by the Blackbeard pirates to be taken out, and his DF was given to Shiryu. This prompted Moria to come in and ask for Absalom. Moria ended up probably allying himself to the Blackbeard pirates, not willingly but because he had no choice. This also prompted Perona to want to go to the Blackbeard pirates headquarters. I don't know whether Perona is alive right now, but she just left, so she should be fine. Obviously the Blackbeard pirates don't play fair, so if Perona comes there, if someone's eyeing her DF ability, he could actually kill her and get it. But since Blackbeard would want to keep Moria in his alliance, it's very possible that Blackbeard would tell his pirates not to touch her, at least for now. The reasons why this is very important is because Perona might have the Vivre card to Mihawk's island, and if that's the case, then this must mean that there is a way to track Mihawk via Blackbeard, and if he gets his hand on this Vivre card, then there is an opening for Blackbeard and his crewmates to attack Mihawk and kill him. Obviously there are too many characters to fight against a single swordsman, so I don't see Mihawk surviving if Blackbeard and his crew are at the doorstep of his island. But then it is very possible that Mihawk himself would move, which would discredit this theory a lot since things were changing at the Reverie. It is very possible that Fuji got his plan accepted and most people voted for the disbandment of the warlord system, which would place Mihawk as a wanted criminal, and obviously Mihawk would have to move since his island is probably known to the world government. So it is very possible that as this decision becomes effective, it is very possible that Mihawk could actually get Marines at his doorstep, so wanting him captured. So Mihawk himself could move, which would still play in for the Blackbeard theory, since Mihawk could end up drifting to Blackbeard's territory and getting attacked and assaulted. But then obviously, given this chapter was heavily zombie implied, I think that chapter 944 would instead have links to Moria and also Ryuma, because we need to look at things in perspective. Ryuma in his day was probably the strongest swordsman there is, or there was, and obviously we have Moria who had Ryuma's shadow previously. It is very possible for Moria to make his way to Wano, since Blackbeard already knows that Big Mom and Kaido are heading to Wano, so Moria could actually be dispatched first to get to Wano, then the Blackbeard pirates follow behind. So if Moria actually makes his way to Wano, it is very possible for him to revive Ryuma in some way, or at the very least I think this chapter will heavily be based on Ryuma's sword, the Shizui, and if Zoro actually is able to convert this sword to a black plate, then he will probably have acquired Ryuma's status. Then obviously I still think that this chapter 944 could actually be covering parts of Wano which have to do with the Fire Festival, giving chapter 449 showcase something really interesting. It actually shows Nami, Luffy and Zoro. Nami seems to be in a ballet gown, which must mean that Nami and Co probably be in one of those parades at the Fire Festival, and obviously the dressing Zoro, Luffy and Nami had me feel like it was some sort of party type dress. So it is very possible that this chapter would cover aspects of the Fire Festival. Probably Zoro will be fighting the Shogun there, or probably Zoro slays or defeats the Shogun, who probably has a snake foot similar to that of the Dragon Kaido. But the most important aspect of this chapter chapter, that is chapter 449, discover was the dragon behind. Now it looks Momonosuke like, but it's obviously heavily implied to be Kaido, or at the very least could still be Momonosuke, because Momonosuke is one of those characters who surround shrouded in a lot of mysteries. So what if Momonosuke was a real dragon, like how many theories have talked about this? If Momonosuke was really a dragon, then probably he and Kaido end up fighting in chapter 944. It all depends on how Oda sees the story and how he sees what's beneficial for the overall story plot. So that's what I had to say about this. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section. Subscribe if you haven't already to join the Blizzard crew. And as usual, I'm your host Sean, and this is goodbye.